So now all the document nodes for GraphQL are in one file, although not actually being exported from this, well, kind of. They're not functionally being exported from this file, but I have them in one object that could theoretically be exported. And the point of this right now is mostly to have them in one spot so I know how I can iterate over all of the queries and mutations across the code base. If I wanted to, or if I didn't want this, whenever I wanted to look at the queries, then I would have to know to look for GQL backtick, which is that template function. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. Let me just go to one project list query. So this GQL backtick, and the closing backtick over here, keeps a string that we can pass into this function GQL, which is how the Apollo client gives us some syntax highlighting. And I'm not entirely sure what else, but at least my IDE knows that this is a GraphQL node because I have that plugin. And that's pretty convenient. But I would have to know this or remember to look for GQL backtick, which isn't such a bad thing, but it's also pretty convenient here for me to be able to go through each query or mutation. Well, something that I'm going to do, just for the sake of making this a little bit easier for myself, is I'm going to do a find and replace, because I know personally, since I went through and made sure I verified, that I'm following this coding convention pretty consistently. I standardized these names the other day, but it's a little bit easier for me to use some prefixes similar to sigils, like how in PHP you begin variables with $signs. Similar to that conceptually, more similar to Hungarian notation, I guess. All right, so that is query, and I'm just going to replace the suffix with GQL query node because I want that to be a little bit easier to search. I forgot, can I do lowercase? There is a way to do a find and replace where whatever you have in the capturing group could be made lowercase. Do I have to do that before? Or is it after? I forgot. That's not very important to me right now. Just want to make sure these all work. Do the same thing for mutations. Now I'm going to sort all of these imports. So now if I wanted to, I could require, well, yeah, there are a few things that I can do now that I have these more in order, but I'm going to go into more of that in other videos. So I'm going to add